under. And they've done Alpha, and they love Alpha, so they're now part of the Alpha team as well now, aren't you? So who's going first? You go first. There you are. Tell us about you before you came into St. A's 2 years ago. A bit about yourself.
So a bit about myself. I had a bit of a rough childhood. I was a bit of a naughty little rascal, to say the least. Had some quite dark times in my childhood, my teenage years. Had a bit of a struggle with alcohol and substance abuse throughout my life, and came to a massive conclusion when I ended up in hospital trying to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of how I came to this. That was my head and my moment where I realised that there was something else and I could do something else. Yeah. I woke up the next day and the doctors told me I should have been dead. So I survived. Obviously, God's grace, I know that now. And that's why I'm here today and I can speak about it. And obviously, yeah, that's when I then met my wife and she helped me through, along with a lot of other people. And then I came to St. A's and all of you guys have helped me here as well. Yeah. So very thankful for everybody. And then wonderful. That's when we came to Alpha. Yeah.
Had you ever been into church before?
When I was a child, I came into church and I thought it was a dusty old place and didn't really like it.
Yes.
And yeah, that's when it kind of spiraled outwards. I was more interested in playing football and being with my friends, and then, yeah, turned into the naughty little rascal that I was.
Yeah. And then what happened for you as you came along to St. A's and you came to Alpha? What happened?
Yeah, we walked into St. A's. That was obviously after everything had happened. My wife and I had a discussion, and we decided that there was something else that we needed in our life. She got in contact with a lot of churches around Ipswich, and this one was very welcoming. We walked in on Sunday morning and we met some really beautiful people and, yeah, didn't look back, to be honest. So.
And what difference has Jesus made in your life?
Massive difference. I'm less of a naughty little rascal, to say the least. Just trying to be better every single day. It changes your complete perspective of everything. When we first walked into Alpha, there was a lot of questions that we asked and a lot of questions I asked. I'm very analytical and data-driven when it comes to my mind, so the videos and things, a massive, massive help, and answering questions from the people around and the leaders, obviously, that we now do, has given me a massive confidence boost to then grow in my faith. So, brilliant. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, that's brilliant. No. Thanks. Let's give Ilya a round of applause. Wonderful. So go on, Jess. Tell us about yourself before. Jess is Ilya's wife. Yeah.
Hello. Where to start? So I'll start at the beginning. So my mum and dad, my mum is somebody who believes in God but is not practicing whatsoever. She's very kind of just away with the fairies is what I'd like to say. But my dad was a very strong atheist. So God was never spoken about in our household. And my dad suffered a lot with mental health to the point where there was a lot of abuse. At the age of 18, after an altercation, I was then forced to leave the family home. I actually ended up in the YMCA, and they were incredible. But unfortunately, when you're that hurt and lost, you end up falling into a lot of darkness. And yeah, there was a lot of drug and alcohol abuse. And after an incident that had happened, I found that every single time something went wrong in life, I would always pray. Didn't really question why, it was just a reflex. So anyway, something really bad had happened one night. So when I woke up, it was like a flick of a light. I felt like I was being told, who are you becoming? Within that day, 24 hours, I'd packed up my bags and I left where I was at the time. And I went in with family and I got clean, I got sober, and I started to try and rebuild me. Fast forward with different things that kind of happened. I then met my husband and I started to heal some of my stuff through him. Anyway, what led me to here was my sister had a car accident a few years ago, and her spine, where it had broken, was a hairline fracture of either her no longer being with us or her being completely paralysed. And I remember praying then, And then, but a week or so later, we then found out that my niece, who was very young at the time, she had a brain tumour. And I remember being on the treadmill, which is a miracle in its own. I remember saying to God, if you are real, save these two people that I love, and I will turn to you and I'll find out more about you. And just to cut a very long story short, but my sister just completed her first mud run, and she's doing couch to 5K, so she's had a complete and utter recovery. And thank you. And my niece last month had a very successful brain surgery, and they have removed the tumour.
Yes.
So she's on her road to recovery.
Wonderful.
So when all of this was going on, it was actually my birthday month. So talk about a lot in 1 month. After a couple of rums, I plucked up the courage to say to my husband that I wanted to. I had to do my bit of the promise. So I turned to my husband and just said, I think I need to find out more. And from the moment of walking through those doors, I felt at home. I've never felt at home in my life, but I've felt at home here.
Praise God.
Sorry.
It's all right. Tears are allowed here.
I cry a lot.
We all cry a lot.
So yes, and then we went to Alpha, and it was through Alpha that I had the most life-changing experience of my life. God showed me that through all of the dark times and all of the bad things that had happened, he showed me that he was there, which just changed my perspective of the whole darkness of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wonderful.
No, I'm
and
out.
so, Jess, what happened on Alpha, and what difference has Jesus made to your life?
So Alpha was where I said that Jesus is my Lord, and I knew I needed to follow him and be a disciple of Jesus. And the difference that he has made is the suffering and the problems don't go away. The beauty of it is that you get to do it with him. And not only do you get to do it with him, but you come into a family of people who, when you are struggling and you are at your lowest, they are there. And that they're there to remind you that you are not on your own, not just with them, but Jesus is with you as well.
Praise God. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Wonderful. So,